What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video I am going to be discussing the biggest ducks in UFC history, past and present. I mean, I would say emerging, but I can't really predict who's going to be a duck. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about guys who are ducking right now, and then also a couple people that were known to be ducks in the past, whether it be just in general they would duck a lot of fights, or whether it be one particular person that they were avoiding. I think I've got 7 fighters to talk about, which is surprising because you'd expect, it seems like right now there's a lot of ducking going on, but I really couldn't rack my brain for that many more people than I've come up with for this video. So yeah, we're going to start off with the most notable and the most obvious case of ducking which is going on right now, and that is Jon Jones. Just guys, listen. Nobody knows anything about Jon Jones like I do. You guys don't know Jon Jones like I do. If Jon Jones walks into a room with any man, he's trying to fuck them in the ass. That's reached out to Dana White for a quote there. That was his response. Jon Jones is blatantly ducking Tom Aspinall. It's clearer by the day. This has existed and been a thing for almost basically a year now, since Tom Aspinall knocked out Sergey Pavlovich in 1 minute when he stepped in on short notice to fill in for Jon Jones, and also Stipe just didn't fight. So yeah, a completely new title fight occurred between the two most dangerous up-and-coming guys on win streaks, apart from, I guess, Aspinall was coming off, he had the Blades loss, which was not a loss. But those two had a fight for the interim title, and it was the clear 2 best guys, or at least 2 most dangerous guys in the division at that time. And Tom Aspinall won. He knocked him out in a minute, and then it was kind of like, okay, yep, that's pretty clear. This is the fight we want to see, but, you know, we're probably going to have to wait because Jones is going to be injured and shit. And we're like, okay, we know what's going to happen. They're going to rebook the Stipe fight. But it's like, basically for a year, we have been calling for Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones. Before that, we were calling for Sergey because Sergey was on like a 6-fight round 1 KO streak. Jon also ducked him. Also said, you know, it reminds me of Gustafsson. He said very one-dimensional or some shit, whatever he said. Acted like Sergey wasn't like someone who deserved to be getting a title shot, and was like, I'd rather fight Stipe, who's coming off a loss and hasn't fought since the Biden administration. Like, since the start of the Biden administration. Or at least hasn't won since then. But yeah, Jon Jones now, by the day, he's just doubling down and tripling down on the fact that he won't fight Aspinall, that Aspinall supposedly hasn't done anything, despite Aspinall having more wins on his record than Jon Jones did before he got a title fight. Imagine Shogun just said, sorry, Jon. Hello, Jon. Sorry, Jon, you haven't done too much. I'm looking to give Mark Coleman a title shot. Or not Mark, because he was heavyweight. So I'm looking to give Tito Ortiz a title shot. Like, what? That would literally be the equivalent. Maybe not quite as far apart time frame wise, but like even like a Chuck Liddell. Like, oh yep. Sorry, Jon, I'm giving Chuck Liddell a title shot. You haven't really done too much. This is just a good fight for my legacy. Like, that would be absolutely fucking outrageous. And everyone would be like, and that's why it's outrageous now. And it's no different. And Jon's just ducking blatantly and refusing to take the fight, saying that if he's Jon, are you gonna fucking fight the interim champ? Most likely not. I'd prefer to sit at home and attend Diddy parties. I don't see any value in fighting Tom Aspinall. Like, this dude is just ducking and doing anything but fight Aspinall, recording videos of him like throwing his phone into the wall, saying, I don't care about what people say online. Clearly you do. This guy's fucking so fragile that he's like, Stipe, you'll regret calling me a bitch. Like, this dude is just a fucking embarrassment, honestly. Like, I know people will be like, who are you, bro? You're not a fighter. This dude's a grown man. He's a fighter. He'd knock you out, bro. Nah, he probably wouldn't, to be honest. He'd just submit me. Like, realistically, Jones isn't knocking anyone out. But just blatantly ducking the number 1 contender, interim title challenger, and there's people that are still trying to defend this, which pisses me off. They'll be like, man, this is just a legacy fight. You're a casual, bro. You obviously didn't watch the sport when Stipe was champion, bro. Otherwise, you'd understand why we need this fight. I'm like, I don't have to have even watched the sport, even if I did or didn't. I don't have to have watched the sport when Stipe was champ to fucking know that Jones is blatantly ducking and that Aspinall should be the guy. How about we see Jon Jones versus Aspinall, and we're so insistent on giving Stipe, obviously it's going to happen this weekend, so I'm not trying to convince people to cancel the fight. Just get it over and done with at this stage. But like, it's why couldn't we do Aspinall versus Jon Jones? And if we're so insistent on giving Stipe a title shot coming off a loss because he's only going to have one more fight, then he can fight the winner. Or we actually forcefully get Jon Jones to fight this dude. Or just strip him of the belt. If he's not going to retire, literally strip him of the belt. I don't care. I know the UFC won't do that because Dana's just going to gok all over fucking... He's going to hock tour all over fucking Jones's meat. And that's unbelievably cringe that I just said that. I'm sorry, but it's just pissing me off. And if we end up getting Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira, sure, it'll be cool. But like, bro, if Aspinall has to fucking fight the winner of Gane Volkov next instead of Jones, I'm gonna crash out. Like, I'm gonna have to get involved. But anyway, enough of that. Let's move on though to another fighter. Next up, Merab Dvalishvili. Fucking Merab. This dude is starting to really reveal himself as a bit of a duck. Because I'm not sure what he's doing in terms of... What the fuck is this guy even saying? I'll fight O'Malley in November, but I can't fight Umar until February. Hello? Am I hearing this guy right? Like, what? He's said that. This is not me paraphrasing or bullshitting. He literally said, bro, let's go O'Malley, I'll fight you in November. And then someone's like, you want to fight Umar? Can't fight, brother, but cannot fight Umar till March, brother. I have injury. But you just said you fight Umar. Brother, it doesn't matter. This injury only affects me if I fight Umar. Like, what is this guy? Guys. Listen. Like, what is this guy doing? Merab. I'm not a Merab fan, but I'm also not like a Merab hater. Like, I've never been like a guy who's just been praying for this dude's downfall. And I also don't want Umar to win the belt because I just don't want the Hamzallahs to just be like running every division. Because if we end up like Islam, I'm okay with. I actually have no issue with Islam being champ. But if we get fucking Umar and then we get Ankalaev as well, I'm a stop watching the sport. Like, Umar's not even that boring. Like, he's relatively fun, but I don't know. It's just like, come on. I wouldn't mind if he wins the belt like once, but if he wins it against Merab and then he loses to like, I don't know, Peter Yan, I'll take that. That's fine. I'll accept that. But like, if he beats Merab and then goes on a fucking 5-fight title run and becomes the bantamweight GOAT, this is gonna piss me off, dude. Like, these guys are overpowered. Yeah, I know everyone's like, oh, bro, you're just hating because they're Dagestani. I'm like, yes, I've acknowledged this several times. It's not because I hate them because they're Dagestani, it's because I hate them because they're just fucking overpowered. Only Brazilians and Carlos Prates is allowed to be overpowered. If Carlos Prates became the welterweight GOAT, I'm not going to complain. But if this fucking Umar guy, if he becomes bantamweight GOAT, that's not on my watch, buddy. I'm having to intervene. But no, Merab just blatantly ducking, he's like, you turns down the fight with Song Yudong. Why aren't you fighting Song Yudong? Like, I was gonna stop myself saying that. Like, bro, you fucking, what do you mean you're ducking Song Yudong? Fight him. Are you retarded? Yes, the answer is yes. Merab is retarded. But I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing. Dana's even being like, yeah, it's not like Dana. Even though Dana is starting to be like, yeah, Jon Jones will fight Aspinall. Trust, guys, he's going to fight Aspinall. He's not going to retire, of course. He is also just blatantly being like, no, guys, Umar's next. I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing. Merab, we're trying to get him beat. I fucking hate him. He's a disgrace. Like, I don't know. Dana White clearly fucking hates this dude. And I don't think Dana even wants Umar as champ, but I think he would prefer him over Merab. Because at least then they can probably just run O'Malley in there in a title shot straight away. And have interest. But yeah, Merab pretty blatantly ducking right now. I think it's less so than Jon Jones. I think he's more willing to fight more willing to fight Umar than Jones is to fight Aspinall, because he has said, I will fight him, but he just seems like he's trying to like delay it or something, or get another fight in the meantime. Or trying to get like a title offense first. I don't know what he's doing, but he's not like blatantly being like, no, I will not fight this guy, but he's still ducking for sure. Anyway, let's move on to another fighter. Next up, we got Ciryl Gane. Gane, everyone clowns me for my impressions, and I think everyone is, and myself included, knows that I'm dog shit at doing impressions, but I have received positive feedback about the Gane impression. No, this is not good matchup for me. Sacre bleu. I need to fight only up in the rankings. Ciryl, you've lost a title fight. You can't fight up in the... No, this guy Sergey Pavlovich is not make sense for me. He dangerous power puncher. I need to only get fat heavyweight in Paris and get 50 punch back of the head TKO. And I call for title shot. This is the way. Oui. It is not a joke. Ciryl Gane, I don't know. Je parle français. Oui, oui. Garn, look, he's not like the ultimate ducker. I'm kind of going in order here a little bit, but in terms of like most to least ducking, I guess, but it's kind of not. But anyway, Garn, he's not ducking everyone, but he's ducking Aspinall and Pavlovich. Like, he ducked Pavlovich last year when they wanted him to fight him in, like, France. They offered him a fight on the Saudi card as well, and he said no, which is why we ended up having to get Pavlovich-Volkov. Because I guarantee you, Garn has enough melanin, Pavlovich would have KO'd him. Trust. And then he also, before Aspinall, literally, Aspinall, I'm gonna go to Paris. I'm gonna sat front row for Cyril Garn and Sergey Spivak. And I'm not even gonna try and do the fucking impression. But yeah, he said he's gonna sit front row, watch Garn and Spivak, and then he's gonna he's gonna fight the winner. And then literally he's crowd side, and the Garn's like, no, this is not a good matchup for me. I only fight up in the rankings, despite being number one contender. Like, bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? Y'all tripping. And then as soon as Aspinall wins the interim belt, he's like, Tom Espinal, we must fight. And then they offered him a fight in London, in Manchester apparently, instead of Blade. And he's like, no, I am filming a movie. I don't know, Garn's the fucking weird bloke. I don't know, it doesn't even think like Garn's like crazy ducking, but it's like, he's just clearly trying to get easy fights, which is fair, I respect it. But now he's fighting Volkov, who is kind of a tough fight, but he's probably not going to get slept. That's probably his worry, is he just doesn't want to get KO'd. He's like, no, I got knocked down by Taito Iwasa. I cannot fight this power puncher. But I don't know, it's weird. Like, he fought Ngannou, I guess, but that's for the belt. Like, he fought Rosenstrike, didn't he? So yeah, Garn, I don't know, is weird. Anyway, let's move on to another fighter. We're going back to the past. I won't spend too long on this one, but just a reflection to sort of provide some insight into the absolute ridiculousness of Jon Jones, and the only thing that it's comparable to is Jermaine de Randamie. You might know her. She's retired recently, but she was a former featherweight champion. I think she was the first featherweight champion as well. And she literally vacated her belt and willingly got stripped because she just refused to fight Chris Cyborg. It was very funny. Like, she's blatantly, it's like, I'm not fighting her. Her is not her. Her is him. But that's basically what she said. Very based, to be honest. I support that completely. But yeah, she's like, I'm not fighting this person, fucking juiced up Vanderlei Silva and Justin Heels. I'm not fighting her. And then the UFC's like, you have to fight her. And they outline, this is an interesting thing that I'm surprised isn't getting brought up with Aspinall, is the champion must fight the next contender to preserve the integrity of the sport. That's a statement that the UFC released when they stripped Jermaine de Randamie. The name's a fucking tongue twister. They released that as their reasoning for stripping her. They said the champion must fight the number one contender in order to preserve the integrity of the sport. So let's someone needs to bring that up to Dana at the press conference. Dana, I got a quote here from the UFC. It says that the champion has to fight the kid. Shut the fuck up. Get this guy, real journalist. So that's what Jon Jones is going to do when anyone asks him about ducking Aspinall. Real journalism. But yeah, this is the only other time in history that, like, the champion has just literally been unwilling to fight the next guy. Unless Jones switches up and takes the fight, which fair play. But, like, if he retires after Stipe or fights Pereira and then the UFC, like, strip him and just do that fight for no belt or something, like, Jon Jones is that willing to just not fight and just not continue his legacy that he will just either retire or just not have the belt if he's trying to fight Pereira or just leave, because he just doesn't want to fight Aspinall. So it's quite a comparable thing if you remember when Jermaine de Randamie literally just willingly got stripped of the belt and just didn't fight Cyborg. Anyway, let's move on to another fighter. Next up, not like the most blatant case of ducking or individual fight ducking, but it's like Strickland. He's going to get his title shot now probably, but it was just kind of cringe how after the Dricus rematch, he then fights Costa, which is fair play, but originally he's like, I'm sitting out for title shot, and they're like, no, just fight Costa. And as soon as he beats Costa by boring decision, he's like, here's a fucking thing, man. I'm not fucking fighting anyone. Like, he just refused. It's like, I'm not fighting Whitaker. Fuck Whitaker. Whitaker sucks. He lost to Dricus. He got finished by Dricus. I had a decision with Dricus. And just refused to fight him. Like, we probably could have got Strickland, Whitaker in Australia, or at some point, maybe they were just going to always do the Hamzat fight. But like this dude, it's not like he ducked an individual. Like I don't think he was scared of Whitaker. It's not like the case with like, yeah, he would for sure get slept by Whitaker, like it is with Jones Aspinall or Garn Aspinall or Marab Umar probably wouldn't get slept, but like it's a competitive like 50-50 fight in my eyes. Like Whitaker Strickland, competitive fight, but I think it's less that he's ducking Whitaker and more like I don't want to risk losing and then not getting a title shot. So he was like ducking just another fight in general, not like an individual, but just ducking another fight. He's just like refusing to he's like, I'm waiting out, fuck this guy. And even when Hamzat just won recently, he's like, nah, I'm not fighting anyone else, it's my title shot. I mean, like, fair enough, he's going to get it anyway, so respect to him, it's going to work out, but you could have shown a bit of, if you'd at least shown willingness to be like, yeah, I'll fight Whitaker, and then the UFC like, oh, no, it's alright, Sean, we'll give you a title shot, but we're just going to do Whitaker Hamzat. But Strickland openly said he would fight Whitaker. I think the fans would respect him, but it's just because he is just being like, no, I'm not fighting anyone else, I'm waiting for my title shot, where everyone's like, come on, bro, you used to be the guy, here's the fucking thing, man, like, you used to be the guy who'd fight anyone, and now you're just selectively waiting out. Like, if he loses to Dricus again, he's probably going to get, like, one win and then demand another fucking title shot. It's going to turn into, like, the Gaethje, Poirier, Chandler situation at lightweight. Just one win and then a fucking title shot. Anyway, let's move on, though, to another fighter. Next up, another one from the past was Michael Bisping. Where are you? This dude blatantly just ducked Yoel Romero. He was doing the whole flipping the bird and stuff, standing up there when he's like, I love you, mate. But then, like, he fights 40-year-old fucking Dan Henderson, who was ranked like number 14 at the time, after he won the belt against Luke Rockhold, when Romero was coming off a flying knee of Chris Weidman and on like a fucking 8-fight win streak or whatever it was. And he just refused to fight him, fights Dan Henderson, and then obviously takes the GSP fight. And after that, obviously, didn't get another title shot. It got KO'd by Gastelum. But yeah, this was like a kind of one-off, just individual. Michael Bisping was usually a guy who would fight a lot of people, right? He's fought a lot of good guys at middleweight. But yeah, he was just blatantly just didn't fight Romero and fought Dan Henderson instead. When he was clearly, like, that was one of the most undeserved title shots in UFC history. It was not I'd say way worse. Honestly, way worse than Khalil Rountree getting the shot over on Kalaev. Like, even worse than Cheeto Vera getting the shot over, like, Sandhagen or Marab. Like, it was just obnoxiously bad that fucking Dan Henderson got a title shot. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to the final fighter. Final guy I have to talk about. I got an issue with this dude, right? I'm gonna have to intervene if this guy ducks anyone else. I keep saying I'm gonna have to intervene. It's like when Joey said to MMA Joey said to Jamal Hill, where I come from, saying something like that level of disrespect constitutes an ass whooping. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do, Joey? But no, Colby Covington, if you end up going back on your word and not accepting a fight with Jack Della Maddalena, I'm gonna have to do something about that, bro. Like, this dude blatantly ducked Ian Gary multiple times. This dude, I'm sorry, Submission Radio, you guys do good interviews. I know none of them are gonna watch this video, but like, let Submission Radio know. These guys do good interviews. But they did like 9 fucking interviews with Colby Covington after he lost to Leon Edwards in the space from then until now. And he still is not booked for a fight, and he's still not even close to being booked for a fight. Like, this dude's returning minimum March next year. He's not returning any earlier than that. He's not going to fight in Australia, which is, again, not major ducking, but like, come on, bro, just accept the fight anyway, but be that guy, don't be a pussy. But, bro, this guy keeps getting interviews and just keeps like, Ian Machado Ferry, just doing his cringe, Layla, I got 3 stipulations. Get on your hands and knees and beg. Like, he's just doing his cringe little bullshit. Just accept fights. Fight Ian Gary. We know that you were fucking offered the fight. I don't know why you wouldn't be. The UFC clearly knows there's something there. So yeah, Colby Covington just ducking blatantly. Wouldn't fight Shavkat. Even when he lost to Leon Edwards, he's like, Shavkat, nah, what did he say? I forgot what he said. Like, so he made up some cringe little name for him. He's like, Shavkat, nah, that guy's a bum. I'd rather fight Wonderboy. He called out Wonderboy instead of when they asked him, would you like to fight Shavkat? He's like, nah, that guy hasn't done anything. I fight Wonderboy. Like, what the fuck are you doing, you cringe little bitch? Colby, just a little rat of a little fucking weasel, a little retard. Yeah, just cringe. And he said, the reason I haven't fought is because I was helping Donald Trump win his presidential campaign. You didn't help him do shit, buddy. He doesn't care about you. He literally named his favourite fighters and you weren't on there. Like, that's tough. You spent your entire life glazing. You turned your entire personality into glazing this dude, and he doesn't even like you. Walked out of your post-fight interview. Anyway, that'll do it, guys. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, follow my Instagram, Left Lane MMA. Drop some other videos you guys want to see. Who else did I miss? Who else is blatantly ducking? And yeah, peace out, guys. See you in the next one. Goodbye.